Hello everyone, welcome back to Tall Tales Custom Tackles. Gonna do a little video here, a little bit different what I originally had planned to go ahead and do the big video where I was gonna do a gallon and a half. I'm gonna hold off on that video and do the gallon and a half a little bit later. Like I say, I have really had plans to do it this Saturday morning. Well, I say Saturday morning, it's about 10:20 Saturday. Anyway, happy 4th of July weekend. Anyway, I had plans to do that video, and I ended up changing my plans, and I need to make a quicker video. Like I said, I got a lot of other stuff that I got to get done, and I have just ran completely out of time this weekend. You know, the weather has been terrible. That's another thing. I'm waiting to see if this damn rain is going to blow through or not. We had the lights flickered a couple times. That's something else I'm worried about. I don't want to fire up the big machine and then you know, say my power goes out and there I'm stuck with having to try to get this going, you know. So I decided to just hold off on that and do a video a little bit different. I'll show you in just a second. I'm heating up some plastic. I'm gonna have to throw these in the vacuum chamber because it's gonna have some air bubbles. I mixed it up a little fast, stirred the shit out of it, and anybody that knows, the more you stir plastic like that, even with a drill, you're going to introduce bubbles. But anyway, I'm going to show you a mold, a new mold. Well, I say new. I've had it now for about probably a week, maybe a little over a week. Of course, hell, I know it's been probably I just got through with a 9-day stretch Wednesday, so I know it's been probably about 14 days since my last video. So anyway, I've had that mold now for almost 2 weeks. Like I say, I'm gonna set this over here for a second, and then I'll vacuum it out. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm only doing like small amounts. Like that is 3/4 of a cup. A couple of them are 2/3. I got 4 cups already measured out. I'm gonna do all single colors, but we're just gonna shoot this bait in 4 different single colors. I'll show you why. I got 4 new colors that I haven't used yet. I actually just got all these in. I got this green pumpkin SP, and I'm curious, it got a lot more brown to it. This is the green pumpkin color that I love to use. It's a green pumpkin 109, but I want to compare the green pumpkin SP 156. I want to see what that looks like. I got this one from MF that's called green melon, and I want to see what it looks like. I got this pumpkin watermelon, which is a real brown looking color, so we're gonna see what that is. And also, I've seen this and I've been wanting to try it, and I finally just ordered it. So we got some Chameleon dye 154. Anyway, we're just gonna do it basic with some black flake, and I might drop a little bit of silver in one of them. Depends on how it looks when we're done. And you know what, I won't even have to stick that in the vacuum chamber, because I heated it up a little bit warm, and then letting it sit there. It's pretty much done, almost bubble free. It ain't quite bubble free, but it's close enough. Let me adjust down, and let's see. Tell you what, we're gonna start out with the regular green pumpkin SP, and hopefully we can knock this video out fairly quick. Like I say, I'm trying to just get it done before and I've been trying to cut grass all week. That's how bad the rain has been blowing in. Like it'd be nice weather, you start on the grass. Like I've started on the grass 3 damn times these last few days, and I still ain't got it cut. I'd start on it, cut about 30 minutes, then the rain to come. All right, and I'm not gonna do no measuring out. I'm just gonna go by, like I say, these are new colors. So yeah, this right here is a lot more. This is almost like a brown pumpkin. Matter of fact, when I make my brown pumpkin mixture, it looks pretty close to that. I might actually just yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna put a couple more. I want it a little bit thick for the first time, but anyway, that there will probably be my new mixture for brown pumpkin, so I ain't gotta just make something, you know. I'm just gonna put like a 1/8 scoop of the large hex black. See what that looks like. And I'm gonna do this one. I'm not gonna put nothing but black in. I'm gonna do 1/8 of the small, and that should be good to go. And between batches, you know, I'll pause between batches to keep the video from being way too long. And let's see what we at on temperature. We pop this back in the microwave for a few seconds, and we'll see what she looks like. Right now it looks pretty good. Like I say, it's it looks kind of like, and you'll see what this mold is. I'm sure you already know. I think I've already said, you know, in one of my previous videos, I was going to get the punch bug mold from Chameleon AI. So all right, and this is one of those molds. If you've had Chameleon AI molds, you already know some of their molds you got to shoot a little fast, and this is one of them. You know, it's just like their ecto crawl. If you don't shoot the mold a little bit fast, you will actually your antennas won't fill in all the way. And you know, I love the ecto crawl. Believe me, I mean, I love that mold. I have 2 of them. You know, they're only 4 cavity. I have 2 of them. I really been wanting to get another one. You know, I do like that mold. Always remember to top your sprues off. You know, yeah, this right here, I'm just by looking at it right there, it's got a little more brown tint, but I'm actually I like how it looks so far. I mean, you can see right there, but when you see it in the bait, you'll actually see just how it looks. You know, see how translucent it looks, see how thick. You know, it might, I'm thinking it's gonna have a little bit of translucent look to it, but right there it looks good from what I can see. So we will find out. I've actually been trying to cut up some of my stuff. You know, I got 2 of these totes under there, and I got 2 5-gallon buckets that are, I mean, these totes are all the way full, and there's more up there, but they're all the way filled up to the top. So I've been trying to cut up some of these that are similar color, you know, go ahead and just cut them up. Like this is all green pumpkins. You know, you got pretty much all green, and these things are packed. I mean, I pushed them down tight to pack them. This is all black and blue sprues, and this is just a mixture of like There's a little bit of some orange crawl in there. There's a little bit of chartreuse mixed up in there. Okeechobee crawl. I mean, a little bit of everything mixed up in there. This one, you know, I use these a lot for myself when I'm making like a green pumpkin color, because you can melt that down, perfect green pumpkin. This right here, when you melt these down, black and blue, the black is always going to overtake, and you're going to end up with more of a say a almost like a bluish tint black, but you can always add a little bit more black and you got a solid black with blue flake. This right here, it'll actually make a jumbled up looking ugly green, but you can dump black in it and then you got black. Here's some orders from the last few days. I actually like this color right here, but anyways, just give you a little glance real quick, and then all right, let's get back over here and get back on track. I'm talking about trying not to make a video last too long, and here we are gonna have a damn 30-minute video. All right, it should be about right. Let's check it out real quick. I got the plastic in on the other one. Oh yeah, that looks really good. That looks really good. Let me spin you around, and you can see right here it's got it's not real translucent, but I mean the claws are kind of thin. So, but yeah, maybe in the show, but that looks really good. Yeah, that there, I'm definitely going to use that that green pumpkin for my for more of a brown green pumpkin. See if you can see a difference. This right here is my standard green pumpkin. This right here is more of a brown, and I mean, man, that looks good though. But I might not even have to pause you, because with them small cups, it don't take, you know, it don't take much time to actually cook that plastic. So I'm just laying them crawls out, so they'll laying them crawls out so they're down. Because you don't want to never lay the baits out where they're all kinked up. Because what happens if you lay them out and they're all kinked up, you end up with baits that will, you know, have creases in them and stuff like that. So that's why you always want to, you know, lay them out. You want to lay them out where they fairly straight. I mean, some baits I don't worry about as much, because some don't really matter as much. You know, but every customer's baits I do, I always lay them out, just because I don't want them all kinked up. Let them cure. Come on, 1 second. Stir this around, and hell, I might, like I say, it's only on 13 minutes, so I might be able to do this video without pausing. We'll see. We'll see. You know how it gets sometimes when you're running your mouth. Let's see, 45 more seconds. Anyway, there's a couple of things. I'm still waiting on that mold I ordered from Lure Craft. It's that open pore buzz frog mold. From what they said, their machine is tore up and they're waiting on parts. As soon as they get the parts, they'll cut the mold or something like that. But anyway, I'm in no rush for it. I mean, it's already paid for, so I'm honestly ain't in no rush for it. This morning I actually ordered a couple of the brush hog molds. I really personally do not use brush hogs. I can only remember maybe actually tying a brush hog on maybe once or twice in my whole life. You know, it ain't something that that I use. I about overheated this plastic, but it ain't something that I use. Now with that being said, they have a I ordered it through BTS because they got a 20% off going on right now with the 4th of July weekend. So I went ahead and ordered 2 of them. I was going to buy 2 of them a while back, and I couldn't decide if I wanted and they're so identical, and there's only a couple of dollars difference between them, the BTS and the bass tackle. I mean, both molds look almost identical. One bait is a tad fatter. The other difference is bass tackle has the you know, if you wanted the option to be able to make the very end tails a different color, they do have a tail mold for it, which I do not plan on offering that because it's such a pain in the butt, and if I do, I'm gonna have to charge so much that most people ain't gonna want to pay that, you know. Anyway, so I couldn't decide which one. I mean, both of them looks really good. Another difference is their venting. You know, I see one has their vents cut a little different, but anyway, so the deciding factor was that that BTS has a 20%, you know, off thing. So I went ahead and done it. Alright, next we're gonna go ahead and jump into it, and might as well do the pumpkin watermelon to see what it's about. Angle you down, shake it up, and like I say, all of these are new, so I gotta bust the and I just use this little dot tool. It works perfect. Just push it in there, and I mean, it works perfect. Yeah, now that's a brown. Oh yeah, I like that. You can see the watermelon effect in it. You know, it's got that watermelon tint to it, but it's also brown. You know, it's got the illusion of being brown, but then it's gonna have that green tint to it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm actually gonna do that with the same amount of flake that I did the previous one. So 1/8 of the small 0.015 hex, and then the large 0.062 hex, which I think is a great combination when you come to colors like this. I mean, the large and small flake just really complement each other really good. Yeah, now that looks pretty good. I'm actually a lot more impressed with it, and that's why I say you can't never tell what you're gonna get when you're alright. That's about the right temperature. You can't never tell what you're gonna get when you order these, you know, new colors, because you're not too many people have them. That's why I wanted to do a video on them, in case you was curious about it, give you an idea. And like I say, don't forget, if you get this mold, it's just like and you're gonna have some of them do that. It's just like the ecto crawl. If you don't pour this mold fast, your antennas and appendages will not fill in all the way. I found out the hard way, because I wasn't even paying attention. I was shooting it normal, you know, like pulling them out, because I do a quality check, you know, usually at the end when I'm done, and a lot of times I'll hold them up as soon as I pull them out of the mold. But you know, I was trying to just knock them out, and I was setting them over to the side, you know, hanging them up. And I actually, because I had an order, you know, as soon as I got the mold in, a guy had placed an order for them, you know, for 300 of them, and you know, 100 of each color. So I'm like, all right, so I'm banging them out. You know, I'm thinking, oh man, I'm almost done with the first color, and I got I think I had right at 80 of them that I thought was done. And I'm like, I just glanced over because I had them hanging up, and I looked and I said, hold on, that antenna's not filled in all the way. You know, because if you look on the baits, you got these little legs, but then you got a antenna on the bottom. Now everything else will fill in, but it was the antenna. And I said, damn, I got looking over them, and out of like 80 of them, I had 20 that was filled in all the way. And I'm like, son of a biscuit eater. So you know, they were no good because the antenna wasn't filled in all the way. So I had to make, you know, that many more, and it was just, I should have thought about it, because like I say, Angling AI, they make great molds, but they are very, very notorious for having their damn molds like that with their appendages and all that you gotta shoot fast. And not just them, you know, if you've watched previous videos, I don't have that mold no more, but I had a mold, the Dead Eye Crawl. It was a little 3.5 inch crawl that I had of Fat Guys Fishing. It was the exact same way. I mean, it didn't matter really the temperature. I mean, I usually shot it a little hot, but that mold was the same way. If you didn't shoot it fast, you was going to end up with just a bait that didn't, you know, your legs wouldn't be filled in, none of that stuff would be filled in. It was just one of them things that, you know, each mold, that's why I say I always, you know, now you're going to get molds, I don't care what company you order from, you are going to get molds that are, it don't matter if you bought 100 molds from this company, you know, different molds, and they got that many. Once in a while you will get a mold from a company that does not, you know, perform right, or it might have its sweet spot, and some people might not be as picky. I've had molds from different companies that have, you know, had small issues that I didn't like, that I've seen other people not worry about, you know, like matter of fact, one of the molds, now BTS, I've had good luck with every mold I've ever had from them. But with that being said, I had the Buzz Frog mold from BTS one time, the single screw, you know, 4 cavity, and I love that frog, and I still have some of them in there, and that frog was awesome. But at the same time, that was one of them molds that never would shoot right, and it was always, the feet would never fill in. Well, I say would never, if I shot 100 of them, I would get 10 of them that the feet filled in perfect, you know. And it was just one of them things that it was mostly me, but I could not deal with that, and I wasn't going to sell any of them like that, because you can't make money if you're having to shoot that many just to get a few that was great. But like I say, it goes back to, that was just, you know, mainly me, because I've seen other people, and I do see them all the time, selling that same frog. They'll be selling them frogs, and if you zoom in on the pictures, every damn one of them's the same way. You know, they got that, their little feet is not filled all the way in. You got little void spots, and you know, it bothers some people. It don't bother some people. It bothered the hell out of me, and I wouldn't sell that bait. But all right, now this one has, this is that pumpkin watermelon. It has a lot more green tint. Let me lay this regular, you know, and they're so close that you almost can't tell a difference in them. I mean, golly. Let's see if I can, yeah, now holding it up, I can tell a difference. Like this one has a little more of a green, and I can't get the camera to see what I'm seeing, but they are so close. I mean, you could almost, I don't, other than holding it up in the camera, like, let me try to get in the angle. The one on the right has that little more watermelon tint, but first glance, first glance they look identical. All right, well, that's interesting. All right, let's build this next color and quit flapping my jaw before this video ends up being an hour long. I was really hoping I could make it within 30 minutes, but it looks like it's gonna be closer to 40. But that's all right. You can fast forward. Next, we're gonna do Green Melon by ML. Like I say, I could have just paused a couple of times, but I mean, that's all right. This video still ended up being shorter than the other one. Well, actually, the other one probably would be about the same length, because what I was actually going to do with it is get it started, and then I was going to end up shooting that next, you know, period or however long it took me with it on that time lapse, speed things up. That's gonna be a good looking color. But anybody that's dealt with EMF, I love their colors, but their colors are very thin. You know what I mean? It's it takes a lot more. It ain't like, for example, you got like Dead On, Lure Craft, Lure Works, places like that, even Bait Plastics. Their pigments are a lot thicker, so it don't take as much. But EMF is very, very thin. I'm gonna go a little bit more, and then we're gonna let that ride. I think it's gonna be good, because it's gonna be so translucent. And in this one, I believe I'm gonna do a little bit of silver flake in this one. I think so, just because of how it looks. And I don't mean much, I'm talking about a very small amount. Well, I'm gonna stick with the large. I'm gonna do about 1 3/4 scoop of large, and I mean just a little pinch of the silver. I mean, not much. I just want a little touch of the silver. But anyway, like EMF now, they make some great, you know, colors. One of my absolute favorites that they make is the dark watermelon. I mean, that is a hard color beat. That's actually, a lot of the people that watch my stuff knows that dark watermelon by EMF is probably one of my main ones that I used to use, and I still use it, but that's one of the main ones I like to use when it comes to making green pumpkin. I mean, it makes such a really nice green pumpkin, especially, I mean, now don't get me wrong, I like the green pumpkin that I usually use, the green pumpkin 109. Now it's great straight out of the bottle, but the dark watermelon, I use it, and sometimes I'll run it straight, but most of the time I add a little something to it, you know, to give it that tint that I want. But yeah. All right, let's see what this right here is gonna be like. Which I think that's gonna be good. I mean, it's gonna be real translucent. Like I say, it's thin, but I think that'll be a nice color. That's probably be a good color to do. Now I like my little 7-inch ribbon tails that I make, and you know, because now I make the 9-inch. It's technically, if you hold it and you hang it, it's a little over 9. It's, you know, depends on and it also depends on the blend. you know, like more of a softer blend, it'll hang about 9.5. Straight medium blend about 9.25, and just depends on what kind of blend you want to use. But anyway, I like the old ribbon tail worms. Try to lay these out straight because we're gonna compare them all when it's over and done. And I mean, there is honestly not, I mean, visually looking, I can see the difference, but there is not much difference just by looking right here at the pumpkin watermelon and the green pumpkin one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna lay them out. There is not much difference at all. Oh, it ain't gonna take long. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this other plastic nut. That way we can try to get this done quick and you know, get y'all on your way. Well, of course, when I get this done, I'll have to go down the road to upload the video, because you know, our internet out here sucks. You know, there's no signal out here in the old country. All right, I think we're good enough. Let's move you right here and we'll open this up, because mold is a little warm but not bad. Because the warmer, I'm actually just going to leave it open for a minute. And that over there looks nice. This one right here almost reminds me of the dark watermelon, but it ain't got, the dark watermelon has more of a brown tint. Son, I'll tell you what now, I like that. I can definitely see me making some big worms or anything in that. That's a good color, I think. And that silver, there's just enough in there to give it that look. Matter of fact, if I do this color again, I will probably do it with like a penny copper flake. I like that penny copper. But yeah, no, I like that, because it almost gives you that look when you straight up looking at it. It almost gives you that look like it's black, but it is extremely translucent. And that goes back to MF colorants. And y'all should have reminded me. I didn't even press start, so we gotta wait 2 minutes for the damn plastic to cook. I guess I could go ahead and pause you for the first time, but what's 2 minutes gonna hurt? I'll sit here and talk to you 2 minutes. I mean, hell, if you can't deal with me for 2 minutes running my mouth, because I mean, it's not like I hadn't been doing it the whole time anyway. Also, while we're sitting here, I'll show these. There's a gentleman that wanted some of these chatterbait trailers done in a lime truce. It's got extremely small black, but a light amount of black mixed in flake. Medium, just a little bit of medium red flake. You know, it's a gentleman that buys baits from me sometimes. He wanted some of those made, so I had no problem to throw that little batch together. You know, none at all. Oh, I'll show you some other stuff while we got time. There's old Kevin Van Dam in the background. I like throwing stuff on while I'm out here working. That gives me something to listen to, because I've seen them several dozen times. But anyway, I ordered a lot more because I still got small ones I'm using, and I'm trying to use up some of my small ones, like of the MF and Lure Works, before I just open these up. So I ordered a bunch of these colors that I usually use. Like I say, I'm trying to get switched over to all big ones, unless I'm just getting some just to try out. Same with the flake. Trying to use up my smaller ones because I've done swapped over to, you know, big containers. Well, black, I use that mostly, so I buy that by the pound, but the other ones I've been buying like half pound. Anyway, swapped over these plastic deli containers because I had them all in these, so I needed some more, so I just bought a 50 pack of those deli containers. And I mean, hell, they work great. You know, they're cheap. Well, I say cheap, but I mean, for $29 you can get 50 of them. They're 32 ounce a piece, and I mean, they hold a pretty good bit of flake. You know, and I've seen people mention flake, you know, before. I've seen where some people thought that a company was shorting them because they put it on the scale and it didn't weigh up and all that, but they measure most companies gonna measure their stuff out different, so it ain't like you gonna take and dump this flake out and get 4 ounces of flake. I mean, it's just, it ain't usually gonna work like that. But anyway, next we're gonna do this. Let me see if I already opened this one. Nope. We're gonna do this Chameleon. I've seen it on online. Actually, I had a gentleman a while back send me a picture of some baits that he made in this color, which was kind of really neat. And I've been, like I say, I've been wanting to try it out, and you know, I hadn't got around to it yet. I might do this in a different flake. It all depends on how it looks when I mix it into pigment. I might actually throw a different color flake in it. And I know I haven't said it in this video yet. Always when you're heating up the plastic, when you stirring it up, make sure you stir the bottom and scrape the sides a little bit, because that plastic sometimes will still be stuck. You know, the uncooked plastic will be, you know, stuck to the edges, and you can cause yourself problems, because what can end up happening, you will have some that's not been mixed up, and it ain't, you know, it'll just be gummy and sticky, and you don't want that kind of, you don't want that negativity in your life, you know. All right, let's see what we're gonna have here. I don't know how this gonna look yet. I don't know how thick I need to make it, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one with a yeah, that looks like plenty. I think I'm gonna do that one with a little touch of a let me see here, I'm gonna do this one with a little touch of copper penny in it. So we're gonna do the large. I don't even know why I got the medium size flake out. I just grabbed it in case I decided to use it. We're gonna do just a little touch of large, and I actually think I will add a very small amount of the small black, and then I will add about a half scoop of the copper, just to see what it looks like. I mean, it might mess it up, I don't know. Honestly, I've not used this color. Just straight out looking at it right here, it almost reminds me of the purple zonker that MF makes, because of how purple it is. I mean, you can see that, but you'll know when you pour it, or you know, when you shoot it, what you're working with, because it, all right, well, hell, that's perfect temperature. Alright, and we will hopefully have this video. Oh hell, we just broke the 40-minute mark, so we're gonna be about 45 minutes. But this is one of the few videos I've done where I've actually heated up. Well, I don't think I've ever done one where I heated up and made 4 batches of plastic, so get over it. I've done, you know, I think I've done a couple batches, but I ain't never done one where I actually just done one. That's a beautiful damn purple. It almost got a pink tint to it, but we'll see when we pull it out the mold. So we will see what we got when it's done. And sometimes you can take, if you really want to see what one looks like, you can spread it out a little bit first and get an idea. It was actually a gentleman a couple of days ago on Facebook selling it's actually a color tester. It's like a little mold that it comes almost like a little tier. It goes shallow, 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 and then thick. And it's actually designed. I almost bought it because he only wanted basically $20. You know, he only wanted like $15, $5 shipping, and you know, something like that you wouldn't use a lot, but it would be handy in some situation where you was trying to build a color and get it. Where that would come in handy is you're trying to build something that you're just tweaking and you need it to be thick, but at the same time you want to have just a perfect amount of see-through. You know what you want it to be, where it's just translucent enough where you can see the flakes going through it and all that, but you don't want it too thick, so you can work on building your color and just put a little bit in there, and, you know what I mean, give you an idea versus mixing the color up and shooting your bait and then you're like, oh man, that's too thick, or oh, you know what I mean. It would be easier for you to build your color. Oh, I see what you'll see in a second. This right here, I can see what they're talking about now with why it's called Chameleon, because of how it looks. Alright, well that's kind of neat. Anyway, well, while we got a second, it's at 42 minutes. While we got a second, I'll tell you, me and my dad, we went on a fishing trip a couple of days ago. Let's see, Thursday actually, and got up super early. Our fishing this season has been not that great. I mean, there's really not been too many people in our area that has really been, you know, catching a lot of decent fish. You know, we went a couple weeks ago and I done pretty good. You know, I caught 5 that day. I caught 4 of them that was ranging, you know, between right at 3 to 4 pound. You know, I mean, right there within that general area. You know, nice ones. And then I caught one that was like a 2-pounder, which still wasn't that bad. Which that was, you know, as far as quality fish, that was about the best day I've had this year so far. You know, I've had days where you go out and you catch a bunch of little ones. Anyway, we get out there, and I mean, my dad was throwing a whopper plopper first thing in the morning. I mean, it was early, and we're in some deeper water, about 20 feet deep, you know, stumps out there, and his first fish blows up on it. Nice. I think that one was 4. I think that first one was like 4 pound, and it was like 4.9, 4.10, somewhere in there. I mean, a good one. Anyway, went on, I mean, a while, because that was like the first probably 3 or 4 casts he caught that one. So we're thinking, oh man, this might be, you know, might be jam up. So we're getting serious with it. You know, I done put one of my top water baits on, and we're going to town, and I mean, a lot of time passed by. I'm talking about hours, and my dad caught another one. This one was a 5 pound. It was a 5.4, I believe. Nice one. We're like, damn, you know, caught that one on whopper plopper, you know, and damn. So I tied on another top water bait. You know, I'm like, well, I'm gonna, cause we still fishing. Oh man, I gotta show you this and then I'll continue. But it's got that brown look. That is actually pretty sweet. But then it's real translucent. I mean, that's actually really freaking nice. All right, I'm officially impressed with that. Let me stick this down here. We'll get an overview of it and I'll finish this story. But anyway, I tie on one of my it's kind of like a popper walk the dog style bait that they make. You know, it's got a little lip on it, and when you pop it, you know, it spits, but it also at the same time it's got a perfect walk the dog action. But the bait is 5 3/4 inches long. I mean, it's a, you know, it ain't no small bait. Anyway, we're down, you know, and I'm throwing it on I'm actually throwing it on a rod that I usually wouldn't throw that on. I was throwing it on I got a rod set up that I use for deep diving crankbaits. It's a 7-11 and it's a medium heavy, but it's a 7-11. I got it on a Smoke S3, I think what they call, you know, 5:3 to 1 gear ratio. But anyway, I'm going on all of a sudden, you know, and I'm talking about, you can cast that damn thing because it weighs about a damn 1.5 ounces or so. You can cast it way the hell out there. And I twitched it a couple times. All of a sudden, all I see is just water explode on it, and took it straight down. There's grass just below the surface, you know. And man, I'm thinking, I bow up on it, and you know, I can feel a little bit of kicking, so I know the fish is there. But he had me buried up in the grass, and man, my dad, he's like, oh man, you got a good one. I was like, boy, I got a good one. I broke him free from the grass, and I'm like, I said, damn, he got off. You know, I'm just reeling, and I see him come up on top. You know, he was coming up backwards. He had got down there, and actually all 3 hooks had got in him. One in his mouth, one in the side, and one at his tail. That tells you how long he was, and I'll actually put a picture of that at the end of this video. The fish was about this big. Long story short, my dad ended up, I bought him a jackhammer, bruised pumpkin or something like that as a color, and made him some trailers for it. He ended up getting another one out there in that deep hole. That one was 6 pounds and 8 ounces. Nice one. That's the only 3 fish he caught. All 3 of them big, nice quality bass. I ended up with one that was a 2.9. I had a couple opportunities, but it was just one of them days where we really didn't get many bites, but we ended up with 5 fish. So I mean, he got some good ones. Anyway, let's show you this, and we are gonna wrap this up because we are almost at 50 minutes, and I know a lot of you ain't gonna want to watch that. And if you don't know by now, I have been known to make some long ass videos. That's why I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people say they enjoy them. That's actually a nice spread. A lot of people say they enjoy them, and a lot of people say they're too damn long. You know, I talked to a guy the other day that said he just fast forward a little bit and try to hit the highlights. Well, sometimes you got to do that. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. I still do plan on doing the long video. Matter of fact, I have it written out because I do have my mixture for, let's say, 4 cups worth. But I went ahead and just times it, and I got the mixture wrote out for when I do the 1.5 gallons of a color I plan on doing. It's basically a black and blue, but it's technically ballistic is what it's called. So I still plan on doing that video. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned, it will happen. But as always, I appreciate every single one of you that have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all the comments, all the messages I get. You can always contact me on Facebook under Tall Tales Custom Tackles. You can contact me on my personal page, Eric Gilly. If you don't have Facebook, and I've had a lot of people message me like this through here on comments, you can always email me, talltalescustomtackles@yahoo.com. and just in the subject line, you know, just something that would get my attention, like bait order, or you know what I mean, let's talk lures, anything, so that would get my attention, because I get so many emails. But anyway, I know the video is long, I do apologize for that, but you know, shit happens. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.